Commander, let me ask you this. One of the major problems that Israel has is that Hamas and the Islamic Jihad took dozens of innocent people as hostages in Gaza. And we know that the IDF knows that they will use them as human shields and so on. So how do they thread this needle now to do what they have to do, but at the same time try not to have their own hostages that were taken killed?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, in the past, anytime that an Israeli was taken hostage, Israel would move and the IDF would move to get that hostage back to the max extent possible. Now, that was one of the reasons why Hamas actually took these folks, because they knew that they could use them as human shields. But now that there's this war declared, I sense that this is going to be a very intense operation. There's going to be ground and air forces that are going to go in, of course, as we know. But I think the restraint that Israel would normally have and the IDF would normally have, I don't think there's really going to be much at all. And it's going to be very delicate that people may be lost, but it's to, unfortunately, make better for the entire state of Israel versus just a few. I know it's a hard thing to accept, but I believe Israel and the IDF are going to go in full bore.
Colonel, it's been less than 48 hours, or 48 hours maybe by now, since this began, and the death toll in Israel is already at 600, with at least another 2,000 and more that have been wounded and hundreds that are unaccounted for inside Gaza. Can we expect this number to continue to rise, and by how much?
Yeah, I think we should expect it to continue to rise. This is going to be a bloody fight. This is going to be, going door to door. Fighting in a city environment is extremely difficult, and there's going to be casualties. I think the Israelis understand that better than anybody else, because that's where they're fighting. That's where, that's what the land that they have to hold is in the cities, in neighborhoods. Listen to your reporter earlier today from Tel Aviv. He's talking about staying in a neighborhood. All right, it's not out on some battlefield somewhere. It's not some extraneous place that they're fighting. They're fighting in their neighborhoods. They're going to be fighting in the Palestinians' neighborhoods. This is going to be a bloody fight, and you're going to see images that are going to be horrific, but that's what war is. And quite frankly, the Palestinians and Hamas in particular, they brought the war to Israel. It wasn't the other way around, but now they're going to have to pay. And, Prime Minister Netanyahu said yesterday his 3 objectives were to clear people out, or to extract an immense price from the enemy. I mean, think about that. Very clear objective. And then finally, to reinforce the other areas where people may try to attack. And you look at the north, you got Hezbollah. There were images yesterday of folks in Iraq that were supporting Hamas. This is going to be a bloody fight.
Yeah. And Commander, Hezbollah is now joining the battle in Israel's northern region. So they're launching rockets from within Lebanon. How can Israel defend itself against terrorism fighting on, so many fronts now? What are they going to have to do here?
I mean, Israel's always been, I wouldn't say comfortable, but they've been always prepared because they're completely surrounded by people that want to get rid of Israel, right? So the battle and the way that the forces are articulated and distributed within the country are to take care of possibly that type of fight. But let's say this: the Hamas has about 25,000 fighters. Hezbollah has about 100,000 plus. So it is very formidable. So if the two of them connect and really attack Israel full on, it is going to be a tough battle. And we need to support them immediately, not just with words. But I'll tell you, as both of these entities are supported by Iran, and I have to say that our current administration is complicit with the money that was released. You're not going to think that that's going to happen to fund these folks? Absolutely. But Israel needs to be completely supported in all ways, not just by words.
James Reganor, Glenn Ignazio, thank you guys so much. We appreciate your insight on these issues.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good morning.